We're gonna laugh.
Yes.
But I tell you, I tell you. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to Nothing But place where you can come to get all the answers that you need. We got thank you for the first. This is the first show of the year. I can't even talk. First show of the year. This is the first show of the year, correct? Right. Thanks, guys, for your appreciation. See how we're starting the year off, everybody? This is Fraggle Knackle. And guys, we're definitely glad to see you here in 2024. So before we jump into today's topic, let's introduce the gang. Neil, what's going on?
Hey, everything's going on, and nothing at the same time.
Nothing at the same time.
Yes, I left the backyard and ran my errands, with grandma, and off to a new, almost a new week. Well, we're ending the week, right? New year,
Yes.
New potentials for things to go better for folks, hopefully, if they haven't been going so well. And it's exciting. Let's try it all again. Everything's good.
Let's try it again.
Try it again.
Hey, Lee Little, Banana, what's going on?
What's happening? Nothing.
Hey, how you doing over there, girl?
Good.
New Year, I thought we was going to be able to just get through this without. We were able to get through it, but
Wait.
it's a week.
Oh, it was good.
What you do?
I went to worked and stuff. It was good.
Okay. That was good. It was good. It's a great job. We're going to Doc. What's up, Doc?
Hey. How y'all doing?
Did I got an eye roll already? Was that? It's just, we ain't even 2 minutes in. I got, this is new. This is going to be one of those shows. Pay attention. Hey, how's the week been, Doc?
I wasn't. Would you talk about for me?
Yeah, no.
That wasn't an eye roll. I was trying to open my eyes. I'm so tired tonight. I was really trying to get them open because they look like they're not open as I'm looking at myself. But I had a good week.
Good week. All right. Good.
Yes. Nice to be in a new year, like Neil said. Just this is an opportunity to be better or to be greater. Yeah. So looking forward to all the new things for this year.
Yes.
I agree. I will say it's been a great week. I think it's been a really good week in the chat, in the room, people in comments. We had some real good discussions this week. I think we had some real good discussions about different things. This week has really been, I feel like Cat Williams was
Let's
in
talk
our
about
chat.
that. What's some of the discussions that were really good?
Hey, Leah, you hear that? You hear doctors now?
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the discussions from this week in the room. This show, I tell you.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of great discussions, a lot of things that were and it's so interesting how we look at things differently. And there will be one thing we'll discuss. The picture of the guy kissing the girl with the but the guy was kissing the girl, and in her mind, you can see another guy crying. And there was no words to it or anything. Just interpret that picture. Hey, Lynn, did you get to see that one? It's very interesting, and
yeah, I saw it.
You saw? Okay, cool. I thought it was really interesting of the takes. Like, you can tell where people's takes are based off of based out of their experience and what they see. Like, I think Neil had a great delusional take on it.
There were a lot of other folks delusional because they chimed right in.
Right. And it's so interesting how a lot of people look at it that way, in the way that Neil, you thought it was her.
I thought it was that the guy had messed around and messed up, and he was just realizing that's the one that got away. I blew it.
Right. So in her mind, he was crying. That's what she thought. But that she thought that he was crying because she blew it. That's delusional. You know?
That was my perspective, sir.
Right, which is very interesting. Now
He call it delusional.
Right.
yes, she was delusional.
Yes,
Now it's funny. So I was talking to someone, and they had a take on it. It was very interesting, and they said, and I wrote it in there that it was her father.
Okay, okay.
That was her father in her head, you know, saying like, "Look at my baby growing up," or my, you know, my daughter was all grown up. He was like, you know, crying because she was not the baby anymore. And I thought that was a very interesting take. 'Cause I didn't see that. I saw what it most likely was, where sure it did. See, look at this. She was delusional too. Yeah,
thank you very much.
I see a lot of people had this delusion. Now, my perspective, it was a dream-like perspective, like magical Disney-like perspective. I believe. Now, what I thought was more maybe she was cheating on her husband, and she knew he'd be crying. Even though she was cheating, she was kissing other guys. She was thinking about her husband being at home crying. You know, but it's so interesting how a picture without any words could invoke so many different responses. But I really now do believe it was like maybe her thinking of her father, or something like that, because the person did look older in her head. To me, and it might not be, but I see that too. But that was great. But like it's like those type of things where it was so much conversation. And was just, you could see different, everybody's point of view and perspective that comes out, which is very interesting how, and it shows something about the group, right? So this group is a bunch of thinkers, and, you know, everyone's putting their perspective out. And it is just good to see how many different ways you can look at something. But that was a lot of the time. So again, we're learning a lot. 2024, again, it's like we had our own Cat Williams there. Everybody's coming out with all these different things, different takes. And then I will speak to I do want to thank everyone who gave us some compliments on the group, who said that it was, you know, this group is a very supportive group. They feel open. They feel like they can speak their minds without being chastised, being belittled, being, you know, it's not that type of group. You know, it's definitely a safe space. We have fun here. We laugh. And even in our disagreements, I think we're seeing things from that. Yep. Absolutely, Denise. I agree. That's what I think.
Yes, Denise.
And I see that, and that's very interesting, right? So you hear my daughter got an Xbox for Christmas, so she's online right now screaming about them. They're killing her. She needs help. Somebody help her.
What?
She's online. I need help. But anyway, we want to thank everyone for definitely making this a safe space, right? Who are supporting each other. And no one's even, like I said, it's a great adult grown room where you can disagree, you don't have to agree, and everyone is respecting each other, you know, and that is awesome. We do thank you guys for making this group for what it is. You know, you guys are really one who are powering this group, right? You guys are the gas that makes it go. So we definitely thank you guys. And I love to see all your comments, even though most of them are wrong.
Again, thank you for making this a safe space.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, again, it's a safe space because they're coming for the answers. I'm here to help them get the answers in a way that's safe. So you can come with your wrong answers. It's okay. I'll direct you in the right way. So, all right, let's get to this topic tonight. It's going to be,
thank you for that. It certainly is.
So we wanted to kind of talk about, we did put I asked the group that what did they want to talk about, and it seemed like mental health and relationships. And you know, I was reading something that said, you know, especially in the last couple of years after the pandemic, mental health has really been something that's been talked about. More people have taken notice of their mental health. So I did a study that said, let me see, 20% of adults in the United States have some sort of mental health illness.
Hmm.
Now, what I found was interesting, Doc, and I'm not sure, it said 11 years from the first symptom is usually the first time someone gets treated.
Wait, say that
It
again.
said it takes 11 years for people to get treatment for their mental illness,
Wow.
for most people.
On average, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
Because a
that's what
lot
it
of
said.
the, excuse me, a lot of the assessments that I do, when I talk to someone and I say, when do you remember your first symptom of depression, anxiety, your first panic attack?
Mm.
It's many years before they seek treatment. So I mean that stat could be right.
Gotcha. And I think that's crazy because that would mean a lot of people are in relationships dealing with mental health and may not know they have it or may not know their partner has it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that could definitely now make a relationship really, really, really tough.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're
You don't know what's going on.
experiencing symptoms and think they'll go away, don't know what to do about them, or think it's a fluke. Like this is just something that's happening today.
Mm.
Right. Mm-hmm. Or this is who I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
My
is who I
favorite
am.
line. This is
Yeah, that's who I am.
Mm.
Take me as I am.
Take it or leave it. Take it or
You
leave
know what I
it.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I love me, and this is who I am.
Yep.
But that's who I am. This usually did.
Yeah, that's true.
So I thought that was interesting. It said each year 1 out of 5 U.S. adults have some type of mental illness, mental illness breakdown or something like that. And 1 out of 20 have symptoms that make it difficult to even function. Difficult. It actually affects their life to the point where they can't function. We'll just use the word normally, right? Just to use the word that helps. And that's interesting, because 1 out of 20, that's, somebody in this room right here could be the one. Lynn, you okay with her?
Shut up.
I'll just check on you.
Oh my goodness.
Now, it said mental health is the state of mind, Doc. Do you agree to that? I read something that mental health is the state of mind. I don't know if that was
to a certain extent, because there are some things like chemical imbalances that no amount of changing the way you think and it'll help some, but it's not going to totally alleviate the symptoms if there is a physical component.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that would need maybe medical intervention. You're saying, Doc, you can't just wish that away?
Right. Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Or you can't work. So you can't even work that way. Or you can't even work that way. Say if you're trying to do the work to get better, if there's a chemical imbalance, can you work that way?
Right. In some instances, like if someone is severely depressed, we may recommend that they get medication first so that they can have the strength, if you will, motivation, or the ability to actually do the stuff that comes in therapy.
Okay. That makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Right. You have to get right first before you can even receive it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because right.
And
is that
not
why some
everyone.
people? No, right. And that's like I said, 1 out of 20 cases are really more severe, where it does affect you, where you can't even have you can't work or like work your trip because of this illness. And then is that when you kind of see people who kind of start to self-medicate, like they're trying to fix it and
Yeah.
use other things to try to balance themselves out. So like they kind of know something's wrong, and I'm gonna go, oh, I drink it, feel better. Or this drug made me feel better, so I'm trying to level myself out by self-medicating.
Yes, you see that
Hmm.
often. That does happen, and if it works, then that becomes even more of a problem
Mm.
because then you develop the substance abuse issues.
Right. So now you have another issue on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because substance abuse is one of I look at disorders, the mental health disorders, and that is one. So if you did have, say, like I said, depression disorder or whatever, now you have a substance abuse disorder on top of that. And so now you have to deal with substance abuse first before your depression, or would you deal with it together? How would you know what it was?
Right.
Like if you're right.
Yeah, sometimes you get to the point where it's the chicken or the egg. Like,
Wow.
We don't know something.
Yeah, because sometimes substance abuse can actually lead to mental health disorders, depending on the types of substances that you're abusing. And that is a DSM diagnosis, mental disorder. I mean, and I'm generalizing mental disorder because it would be specific by the disorder, but due to substance use.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. That's why I don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, people.
We saw a lot of that with the PCP stuff.
Okay.
Because a lot of some of the symptoms of people who've been using PCP for a long time are interesting, I'll say.
What do you mean interesting?
Like the change, like hallucinations.
Okay.
Hearing
so they stay with them.
Things, huh?
Like they stay with them even outside of the drug.
Sometimes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
we know it changes you physically. I know, after someone's been using it for a long time, when I see them, sometimes I don't even know how to describe it other than like a mush mouth kind of thing. The way that they speak, it starts to affect the way that they talk.
Gotcha. Like that, fellas. If a girl talks weird on the first date, get away from her.
You know what?
Like, yeah, I don't want to go to Dave and Buster's. Never mind, we're going anyway. Is not going to Dave and Buster's a mental illness?
I was just talking to a young lady that went on a date to Dave and Buster's, and she had a wonderful time.
It's a great place to have a date.
She seems healthy.
It's a great place to have a date.
Yeah.
Yes. Mental health is a great. So you don't want to go and have fun at Dave and Buster's. And I mean, and could that be really, to be honest, like thinking in that way, could that be a sort of, it's just mental health in the sense of it's not a good mental space to be in and have those type of thoughts of like, well, we can't have fun here. We don't have fun here. It's not fun. Because you're doing it to yourself. Right?
True.
You really, it's like mentally you're kind of already saying that this is going to be terrible because it's beneath whoever you think you are.
I think that's more personal preference. You can't throw everything to mental health. Like some things are just that, I don't like this and I'm not gonna like it. Period. That's it.
So the reason I asked, because when I was looking at things about good mental health, which I mean, could we say good mental health is a preference to feel good about certain things, or and what to do to feel better, what should make your mental health better. That's my point. If I'm thinking in these ways, and I hear what you're saying, Leanne, but I was wondering, thinking that way in a negative way, is that cool? But I mean, I guess it is a preference, but it still seems like it's a negative way of thinking. I hear what you're saying, Leanne. Very good point.
Yeah, I think mental health affects people, not people, but relationships in many ways. I think people with mental health starting off is whether you start in a relationship or starting dating, then hello. You starting dating and stuff like that, it'll be hard to share with your partner that you even have a mental disorder or issue, because there's so much negative stigmatized information or
Judgment.
Judgment towards mental health right now, or has been for a long time. It's getting better now though, but we still aren't at the place where you can really just be open and honest with everybody without fear of a lot of judgment, like Doc said, or criticism. It's taboo, yes. So I just think that that's one thing that we could talk about and look at.
Well, even with that, Leanne, I have a question. Sometimes I think, say someone does disclose a mental health, and you may not know how to deal with it, like whatever they're dealing with, and it may, you may say something wrong, or you may seem to be, looking down on it, but you maybe don't know how to deal with it. Because I think people don't know how to deal with these things either. You get in a relationship, someone says they have anxiety. I know what it is, right?
And
you could just almost dismiss it by mistake, by like, ain't nothing to be worried about right now. You know what I mean? What you worried about? And not knowing that this is something that you can't control at this time, right? So I think that, like you kind of said, man, we do have to kind of learn about it.
Right.
So
the first step would be, the first thing would be educate yourself on that particular mental health disorder, and get familiar with it. No, nobody's expecting you to know every single thing about it and never make a mistake. And that's where communication skills come in. Both of you being able.
Who's going to learn about it? Is the person you're dealing with that doesn't have it?
Both. Okay. Both need to learn about it. Like, there's times where I believe people with mental health don't know themselves. And if you just find out that you got finding out that you got a disorder or some type of mental health diagnosis, then you need to study up on yourself and continue to go to therapy, stay in therapy, even perhaps the two of you go to therapy together.
So this is a question, and it's a real question. How far into dating someone do you tell them, if you know already you have a mental health? When do you tell someone that?
That's a good question. I don't think I think it would be based on the feel of the relationship and what happens on the date. Like, if you're on the first date and you have panic attacks and you're in the restaurant, all of a sudden,
oh my goodness,
all of a sudden you start to have a panic attack, that's the prime time to talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, too late to talk about it. We got to get to the hospital or whatever you need, brown bag. Got to wear a carry around the spot. I'm kidding with you. Well, it's interesting. Like I said before, I met a girl who said, she's like a little crazy. I'm a psychiatrist and a psychologist, and I'm like, I thought she was joking, and she was not a little crazy. She was a lot crazy.
Well, that's the other piece too, Daryl, right? We have to start taking people seriously about this stuff when they say something about it.
Yes.
We can't fight it off.
Right.
Yeah. You have to be a listener, and you have to be able to hear what they're saying and take it seriously in order to move forward at all in it, I think.
You're exactly right. I thought it was a joke, and she was really trying to warn me, like, listen, Dr. Jekyll and Hyde, Mrs. Hyde. And I was, laughing about it, and then she was crazy outside the club waiting for me. It was a whole thing. It was crazy. She was like,
come outside.
Come outside. I'm not going outside. I had to have somebody walk into my car.
Yeah.
Go safe. True story.
But do you think if you had taken her seriously, there would have been a different response from her I just have that question. Like, if you would have said, "Wow, what does that mean for you? Tell me about it."
I think I would knew not to be playing with in the club in the first place. Something serious.
Okay.
But I think, like I'm going back to the lead point. I didn't know enough about anything about mental health. It was a joke. I think anybody can really talk to me about it, it would have been like, right? Like I wouldn't have known. I would hear her talking, but it probably sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher to me, right? Because it wouldn't make sense. I don't know if I was even ready to receive it at that point, you know. So,
yeah.
And again, I think now, like Leanne pointed out, mental health is talked about more. It's not as stigmatizing as it used to be. Like, you know, we had a couple athletes come out like, look, I need to take a break because of my mental health. I need to get myself together. I need to be in good mental health. So I think we talk about it more. So I think it might be different. I think we need to have these conversations, introduce it younger so people understand that people are different and they can act different, and maybe some things to help you address these things. And like Ian said, we got to work together. We got to learn about it, talk to some people that are more knowledgeable about it than you are. Because like I said, even you talking about it sometimes, I still understand, you know, and approach it the wrong way.
And I think that we talk about this all the time. You know, knowing yourself, learning yourself before you start dating, you know, helps you to have a healthier self when you get out there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, but that's and Doc, I mean, we say, you know, we should learn ourselves and love ourselves. But if this is who you are, sometimes, like I said, we believe that whatever the mental health is who we are. You know, I have people who they snap on you, and but sometimes I this way. That's who I am. If they start to say this is who I am, you know, I'm you know, I can't think of the word now, but I would identify it. Boisterous, or you know, I speak my mind sometimes. Yeah, it's talking about satellites and people watching you. Like, I don't know how it works, you know, or they're, you know, it's just who they are, and they'll just find a way to make it. That's all they've been. That's where it becomes tough. You know,
people who get in fights all the time.
Yeah.
And this is who I am. I don't let nobody mess with me.
Right. I stand 10 toes down.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Everything right. So it's tough when you meet someone like that, you know, because that's who they are. And again, without knowing who you think they are, you begin to think this is normal behavior. And you stay, and it does become normal after a while. Now, their mental health is your mental health. Right. Oh, hey girl, don't be too loud. You know how to get it. Huh? You know?
That is reason for everyone to know what's best for them and what's healthy to them. Because the first time he snapped, you'd be like, yeah, this is not for me.
Mm-hmm. So
now, if you a snapper too, and y'all just snapping together,
y'all just two turtles. Y'all two turtles.
Yeah.
Or if you're one of those people that you know it doesn't feel good or right, but you're always trying to put that lid back on his, you know, on the pot. Like, don't do that, babe. Don't do, you know? I've seen that too. Like, it's starting. You know, let me settle you down. You know, that'll be your lifelong work probably with that person.
So, and this is why it's important, and I'm going to switch gears a little bit, to have good mental health, right? If we're teaching more of what good mental health looks like, then we definitely know what mental health looks like or feels like, or mental health that really isn't conducive to our life that makes it better, right? So we do have to do things that promote good mental health and talk about what that looks like, what that feels like, right? And if it's not feeling like this, or something is disturbing your mental health in a negative way, then you need to address it. Not put the lid on, like kind of alluding to. Don't put the lid on. That's how we want to address it. Take that lid off. Let's figure out how we can address it. Or we have to make some decisions. Because I was reading something that I say again, Leah.
Just kick the pot over.
As a last resort, Leanne. Try a couple of things first.
Leanne is doing day one as soon as you see it. So that lid bubble a little bit.
Boom. Problem solved. Boom.
Gotta go. But with that being said, I think sometimes what happens is what I've seen where you stay in that negative mental health space too long with someone. So we do need to have a barometer to say where I can't do this anymore. I can't help anymore. If this person is going to get help for themselves, I love you, but I can't stay in this.
Yeah.
Well,
right? Go ahead, Leanne.
Oh, let's break it down as far as what good mental good mental health look like. It's communicating with one another openly and honestly, without judgment or fear. It's understanding and compassion for one another's point of view, having an open mind. And I think not because it's more than just intimate relationships that mental health affects. It can also affect your family relationship, your friendships. And
right. But before you get there, Leanne, remember, I think the good mental health has to start within you, right? So it's an individual thing, meaning you want to, I see things like being active, right? Instead of being active, about a half hour walk a day, outside, spending time in nature. These things do recharge your battery. They release those good endorphins for yourself, because if you're not doing that, then you won't be able to bring that to the relationship to have those good things that you were talking about, right?
Right.
So
if you let me finish, I was going to say your relationship with yourself is always the most important relationship, but it's all good,
You should have started there.
Go ahead. You got it. You got it.
But even with that, what you do is like, all right, so being active, eating right is really important. I think that eating right is important, because if your body is off, you're going to be off. Right? Yeah. If you're not, if you're not comfortable or you're in a state that you're not good, then you will exhibit that as well. That'll come out as well. You won't be good space. They said sleep is really important. I think about look at Doc right now.
I knew he was going to go there. I knew.
Again, this is such a safe space.
Man, oh man, oh man.
I knew it.
Sleep is very important for us, so we need to recharge our batteries. Again, to be the best you, like Leanne's alluding to, you have to take care of yourself. They talked about like limiting screen time. Like right now, the big thing is people just do this mindless, endless searching. Yep. And a lot of the stuff we see, you go down a rabbit hole, and before you know, you're looking at some crazy stuff that's just disturbing your peace, right? Stuff that is not mentally feeding.
You get into that doom scrolling.
Yeah.
You can get into doom scrolling.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You want to stop doing things that are just mindless and try to do some things that are mindful. Let's strengthen the mind, right? They said like meditation is great. Like Leanne talks about it all the time. And Leanne, I've been working on meditation. I'm up to about 15, 25 seconds. I'm going to get there with you.
Wow. He was going to say minutes. I thought he meant minutes.
Yeah. Just 15, about 25 seconds. I'm going to get to 30 by the end of this year. 30 seconds is my goal for 2024.
Yeah. You know why, though? We joke about that. It's not easy for a lot of people to sit with themselves for any length of time.
Yeah.
They really can't do it. They don't know how to do that.
True, yeah.
You have to practice that and work through that.
But I've got to do something, right? I don't want to sit down. For what? I'm sitting myself for. I know me.
You should want to sit in that with yourself and get to know yourself and get to feel yourself. I love that.
Did it? Check that box.
But for me,
15 seconds.
Now for me, so I was looking at some things and some breathing exercises. I can get into that, right? That's something I can do. Yoga, Tai Chi, things of that nature are things you could also do, I think, for the people who don't just want to sit still. Right?
Yes, Nisi, yes.
And know how to love yourself. I don't love myself by sitting still. I love myself by yoga types. But for me, I want to do something a little bit.
Yeah,
as long
as you have
something. But again, it's up to you to figure out what's best to recharge your mental health.
Yeah, and that's really all meditation is. It's just being mindful and in that moment. It's not about having to be silent and everything like that. It's about being in that moment, in that space.
See,
being present, right, Leanne?
Yep, being present.
Being present is it. Yes.
I like presents. So you got sending presents to me anytime you want.
Be your own present. Be your own present.
And then at that point, then after you do that, then you focus on your relationships. What I was reading. So once you get yourself together, then you want to focus on your relationships. And that means any relationship you have, with your parents, at work, with friends, with family, romantic relationships. You want to focus on them using maybe like I said, the meditation, those things, kind of now see what that relationship needs. Let's say, and be comfortable alone if you can.
Yes.
I agree, Nisi.
Yes.
All fact.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Very, very, very nice. I agree. And I think this is why so many relationships are not healthy, because people can't sit in their home. They don't know what they like to do to recharge themselves. They're trying to focus on 101 things at the same time, bringing these and not having any healthy practices. You do have to have some healthy practices to fall back onto. I think you need to if you're in any relationship, you need to already know how you're going to handle, for the most part, conflict, right?
Yeah.
Prepare for things.
Yes.
I
was just thinking about that. You need to have good emotional regulation.
Yep.
Right.
Good emotional regulation skills. You need that.
Absolutely. And I think it comes with practice. Like sometimes it's easy to say these things. I know what to do. I spread it. But in application, it may be a little tougher. Right? Especially if you got other mental health saying punch you in the face. Like I know I should take a deep breath. Punch you in the face and take a deep breath. Like
can't win every battle,
Just
kick the pot over, punch him in the face. Sometimes that's yeah.
So what that means is I think we do have to start, and it's tough, well, how will I handle certain situations? And you're not going to do every situation, but if I do get into something, well, do I have to go to 10 automatically? Right. And that's where knowing yourself. If I know I'm always 1 to 10, I'm always fighting, I got to help myself instruct with them. Well, what can I do not to fight? Could I have walked away? Could I said no?
And know that is not healthy. And not come from that place of this is me. This is how I am.
Right.
I've always been this way, and I'm going to be this way.
Right.
So find help and figure out why you are that way.
Yes.
And it's so funny. We have to start being okay with getting help. Right. Getting help. If your tire is flat, you got help. You call AAA. You have a lot of things you can do. You should do the same thing with your life. If your life is getting flat, if there's something going on that's constantly, get help, whatever that looks like. And to me, it's tough because you have this thing in front of you, Google, you have a phone that you really could try to search things up. I know WebMD, everything I get a little cut, sickness, and everything. I always look it up. Now, I'm wrong about my diagnosis all the time. Leanne's like, don't do it. I don't do it, and I'm end up in the worst position. Leanne, she tries to save me every time. So I need to go to the
and then that's an important point. Being open to some of that criticism. Having somebody that you can go to that if, outside of your therapist that you trust enough to be like, yeah, girl, I was tripping. Thanks for letting me know.
Right.
You need that as well. Sometimes, because sometimes we don't see ourselves fully. So you have to be open to the 10 people that said you tripping.
Right.
And not be like all 10 of you are wrong.
Right.
Sometimes it could be, maybe No.
No, probably
No.
not.
No, not usually.
At least 9 of them are right, Leanne. At least
I
9.
learned a long time ago, if everyone is saying something, there must be something to it. Right?
Yes.
There
And
must be
hearing that
something to it, especially
criticism, yeah.
right,
You know,
especially if they're not in the same circles. If you're going to different places and people are kind of saying the same thing, I would say you might want to pay attention to it. I mean, they may all be wrong.
Daryl.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that here tonight. Okay? Not going to do it. I definitely think that, but if you do hear something a lot, I would say take heed to it. And again, it's nothing wrong, like Doc said, to say, you know what? Okay, there's some criticism people are saying about me. Sit down, really sit with it. Really say, am I doing this? Have I heard this before? Right? If you hear a lot, like if you always hear you're right, then you know you're right. Hence the reason I have all the answers. Because they're like, yeah, okay, you're right. They say it all the time. Yeah, you're right. You know, I hear them, so I get that. I'm right. Okay. Never mind, you're right.
We care about you, Daryl. You are not always right. You are not. I won't say how many times out of 10, but you are not. And this is coming from love from all of us.
Ruth is a hater. She's always been a hater. But again, you know what? I guess, and so what we're learning, what I just thought about, someone lying to you. See, there's haters everywhere. I don't know why they chime in with the hate. Everybody hate me now. How come you all are hating on and saying the same thing? But yeah, I do think you have to know when to walk away from the situation, even though you may love this person, care for this person. I'm a friend. Sometimes if it's too much for you, you have to get away from it, right? Because if it's really your mental health, then you both can't help each other, right? If you're going down. So it is okay. You don't have to have a trauma bond. You don't have to stay there because they're doing whatever, whatever it is. You can love them from afar.
Now I got it. And this might sound like I'm playing or joking, but I'm so sincere when I ask these questions and say this.
Pay attention, guys.
So even sexually, right? Mental health plays a part.
It does make it better. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Low libido, sometimes erectile dysfunction.
It does.
All these things. But I was thinking about it from a fetish standpoint. Are fetishes pretty much mental health? Not all, but like the ones that's like the scat play and the ones that demean the other person.
I don't think you can differentiate the fetishes. You can't you have a hierarchy, like these are bad, these are not.
A hierarchy of fetishes.
Yeah.
Not these three. Not these
but she knows about it. That's too much. So, but Leanne, and I hear what you're saying, or would it be like we kind of discussed earlier? Is that just your preference?
Yeah, chime in.
Well, they used to think that, but it was a DSM diagnosis, fetish.
Right.
Yeah, they used to think that, but I think that as time has moved forward and sexuality is thought about differently, that I'm not saying that everything is normalized, but you don't get this. It's not considered mental illness.
Right.
Okay.
If you have a specific,
it's more considered that's too far from me. You ain't gonna poop on me. I think that line.
And I'm sure that there are people who still believe that you have a mental health problem if you like certain things.
Right.
But can you like
because we do actually like to put things in categories. So getting peed on versus getting slapped around, people may think differently.
But aren't there healthier things to like than some? And can't you like some things too much?
Ruth, how can you say what somebody likes is healthy or unhealthy?
Well,
Can't
when
do
Doc's
this.
examples, peeing on somebody versus slapping them, it's a difference.
Wow. So would you think it's another? Again, maybe he just wants to feel like, I don't know what he want to feel like, but I don't know. Again, is it a mental health or is it just his preference?
Is that his preference, though?
He might like being taken care of. So baby has all their needs taken care of by an adult. So maybe he's just playing that where he's just being. I mean, a dominatrix is kind of the same thing on the other side, right? Where you have somebody dominating you. So maybe it's just a different way of doing it, not so rough.
And I think another way of looking at it maybe the underlying reason could be something, could have something to do with mental health.
It could.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that
versus the fetish itself being diagnosable.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Like that couple where the woman wanted to nurse her husband. Like,
what's that?
Yeah, there was a recent thing where the woman, she had a baby and then she also nurses her husband. So is that a preference or is that a mental thing? Leanne, is that you?
She back there cracking up.
I know, this is real.
So wait a minute.
This is a real couple.
So the grown man.
Yes, he's 30 years old. Yes.
Off the mom.
And she nurses him 3 times a day. I read that and I was like, wow.
So I have questions.
Yep, so, see, it's true.
Well, no, I'm saying, so wouldn't that mean she would produce a lot more breast milk now because the 2 people are nursing?
Yes, and they went to the doctor on that one, D, to make sure that the baby wasn't suffering from him also nursing, and they said no, she's producing enough milk to do it.
Produce, right?
Body would keep producing as long as someone's eating.
Yeah. She said that's what they've done for
now. Did he get bigger and stronger from this? I just need to know from.
Well, dude was already big and strong. He was already
big. Is breast milk the key? I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to put some weight on this.
Look it up. It's a real couple.
I don't know if breast milk might be the thing. I'm just asking.
He loves it. Absolutely.
So again, they said it improves their marriage. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess it would because it's kind of like really intimate, right?
Yes.
It's really very intimate. It's intimate. The baby starving. Baby looking like.
But is that a preference, all seriousness, or is that a mental thing that needs to be?
Well, first,
I would want to know why. I would want to know why he wants that.
Right.
Like Niecy said, he feels closer to her. He feels it's a bonding thing, just like you would with the baby.
So let's not go with what they say because they're going to say the right thing. Is he jealous of the baby? Is he jealous of the time?
That just popped in my mind, D. That just popped in my mind.
That's
could be. He could be.
I'm trying to now interrupt that time because the new baby's here. Let me get one of them teats.
That may be a point. I didn't think about that.
If it's that he's really kind of jealous of his baby, he also said he got
health benefit. Yeah.
Well, right, because there's supposed to be stuff in there, right? In the breast to help. Right?
Yeah.
Like the stuff that's
I know it helps the baby. I don't know what it's
help the baby, right? Not a grown up.
Well, it would help anybody, right? Nutrients and things in there. Right?
But then you're also depleting the mother in a way.
I'm pretty sure if she's eating, you're not depleting her, right? She has to eat regardless. It's not like there's a certain bite or something.
When did she get a chance to eat?
Right. When is she eating?
3 times a day. She's breastfeeding the baby.
When is she eating?
Like she got to do nothing. He breastfeeding. He got his own hands. She ain't got to do nothing. Like the baby, she got to do this. And she's got to like, go ahead. She eat. While he and she eat, they eat together. They have dinner together.
It just made me think of that when we were talking about fetishes versus,
Yeah, that's very interesting. That's so. Wait, are people out there that want to just meet people that have breast milk to drink it? That's a fetish. I can't keep up.
I don't know.
Where you find that on the black market? You find women out there that's got.
I'm sure you can.
Breast milk.
I'm sure.
You're right.
I'm sure.
You can.
Because you know that babies in the NICU, if their mothers aren't producing, they can get milk from other moms. Moms donate milk.
True.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
They have to eat. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want my baby just drinking some random breast milk, but okay. I'm gonna go with Similac. I choose Similac.
Screen it, Daryl. It's all screened, of course, but
I don't know. I think it might have things in there that can still make the baby different, some out of breast milk. But I mean, hey, this is what I'm doing. I don't know. It just seems weird. It seems different.
Because some mothers produce a lot and some mothers don't produce any.
Right. Or you can dry up too, right? You can stop producing. So,
or you can breastfeed that husband and keep that milk rolling.
I wonder how long it's going to go on, And then I talk on her because I know he started really hard. So, you know what I mean? Because he's grown. He's a grown man.
Yeah, with teeth.
Baby, right? Well, I think we know how to take the teeth off it. You know that. Stop. We can
just like he would know how to suck it. What?
Yeah, he knows.
I'm not sure he does. Yeah, he's still nursing. I don't know.
We've gotten all.
He knows how to do what? No. Mm-mm.
Well, he said, "Listen, now he's been doing this anyway, but now he gets gets something from it. It's good, but that's interesting. I definitely would.
Yeah, check that out.
I wonder. Yeah, I want to definitely look into that because that's very. I don't know why. Maybe he wasn't breastfed as a baby and he's regressing.
Check it out. It's an interesting story. Very interesting.
It is. Mm-hmm. That is. And like I said, and it's funny. So it could be a some type of mental health, or it could be jealousy, mental health. Or no, it's just
It can be a part of a mental health disorder, like a personality disorder. It could be part of that. But
okay.
Not in itself. It's not a diagnosis.
Right. So within reason, right? If you're jealous, like you feel, but if you're hiding outside in a tree looking in her window, is that going to the mental health? Is that now okay or no? I'm just asking for a friend.
I would think that'd be diagnosable at some point.
It should be.
You drive by a house every hour on the hour to make sure nobody's there. Is that okay? You just make sure she's safe.
Yeah, it sounds like you got some other kind of stuff going on there.
Okay. I was wondering, I think sometimes you're trying to protect people, making sure they're okay. Just patrolling their block. Just making sure they're not doing anything. Just every now and then peeking her window. She sleeps.
That should be scary to anyone.
Okay. So that's scary. Okay.
It should be. Some people think it's cute. So.
Right. And I think that's where we sometimes have problems, seriously, where, oh, girl, he loved me because he's outside my house right now in the car.
He outside my house right now.
He really loved me, girl. He outside right now throwing rocks at my window, talking about come outside. Like, you gotta, like you said, you understand that that's not okay. It's not okay. Right. But so
behavior.
Right. But you said that's usually if it gets to like that, when you can't control it, that's where it becomes a problem.
If the person that's doing it can't control it and they want to, that's even more of a problem. Because sometimes you're, in certain circumstances, once you become troubled by behavior, most of the diagnoses in the book that we use, the DSM, they talk about it being a problem for the person.
The person who's doing it, or the person they're going.
The person that's going through it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you can have some of those symptoms, but if you don't see it as a problem, then that looks different than someone who says, "Yeah, I probably shouldn't be at this girl house, but I can't stop going."
Yeah, that's a problem. You can't control yourself. I don't know why I drove over here. I didn't want to. Very interesting. So mental health is not always negative, right? So mental health is just your mental health, what condition it's in, right, Doc?
Yeah. Mental health means how you are mentally. It becomes negative when you talk about mental health illness.
Okay.
But you can have good mental health.
Right. You should have good, hopefully you have good mental health. We're hoping that you have good mental health because, like Bruce said, if you out here drinking breast milk, it's bad mental health. I didn't say it. Bruce said. Leave that man alone.
I'm just reporting the news. That's it.
It's very interesting. Let me see if there's anything else we have. I did read something that said good mental health actually does lower rates of anxiety, depression, higher self-esteem, greater empathy, allows you to trust better. So when you have that good mental health, if you stay in that good space and do things to keep you in that space, the world actually looks better to you.
Yes.
Right?
And it helps you, you're closer to being securely attached when you have good mental health.
Right. I was secure. When we did the attachments, I was secure attached. I was the one that so if you do have the better mental health, the better you are at dealing with things too, right? So if you're in a good spirit, if something happens, you may be able to deal with it a lot better. You may not snap, you may not give the negative response. You may walk away instead of being it was down. I ain't letting nobody right? Mm-hmm. So someone lying to you.
And that healthy mental health piece, I think sometimes folks think it's automatic that some people just have it and some people don't. Right. But the thing is, you have to be very purposeful with it, like we were saying already. But of course, there are days where you don't have it, and you just have to say, okay, what puts me in a better mindset? For me, I get up, get my coffee, put my favorite song on, do my dance. I have to have steps to getting to a very good, healthy mental health day. I do it every day. So that's the practice we're talking about. I think some of those practices, it's not automatic. People sometimes assume that.
Right. My chat is acting
up.
So it's not acting up. I just put that up because somebody was lying.
She's a hater.
Oh,
she did it. She tried to use you to hate. Thank you for calling her out.
Confusion.
Thank you for calling her because the hate was real, and she said, "No, I didn't hate." That win.
Yeah, Ruth, I agree with that. Mm-hmm. However, I struggle on days when I have to go to work to have that ritual in the morning. I like.
So 5 out of 2, huh?
Exactly. Especially when I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna get fired. Never mind.
They are watching. They are watching. You better believe they're waiting.
Be careful.
Lee, it might be who you're working with. I don't know.
I don't know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And they always wrong. All of them is always wrong, Doc. It's never me.
But see, that's the thing. When you're in a better mental health space, you're able to deal with that, right? You're able to deal with it better. But if the world is already kind of heavy, and you go in these spaces, it's harder to deal with when the world is already heavy. And that's what we got to say. Sometimes the world is heavy, but and we're not in a good space, right? It's not that the job is so terrible, it's that we're not in a good space before we get there. Mm-hmm. Right? If you're in a better mental health space, you can deal with it.
I agree.
But it does become difficult to deal with when you're not knowing what you're dealing with inside. So listen to yourself. You know what I mean? Listen, if everything around you is bad and sometimes it's just how you're looking at it. And you may need to do something with yourself. You may be struggling with something that maybe you can't help. And that's when you got to go talk to someone. Like, it's okay to go talk to somebody to find out what's going on with you. Actually, go talk to somebody anyway. You may find out some things. You might be having some things that are controlling that you don't even know. You might feel like you're good. I'm in good space. I'm good, but you may not know some things are driving you. That you haven't dealt with or that are holding you back. So I get it. I get it. This is why I don't go to work. I stay home because you go to work is trouble. That's one way to deal with it. I don't want the mental health, the heaviness of the work. It's okay. I go out and walk in front of the building, up and back, and go home. That's my. Yeah, you got to find things that work for you. Okay.
And it may not be your job, your particular job, but some folks, their jobs really are a drain on their mental health, and they have to reassess that and leave those jobs or make some serious changes. I know a couple of people who that's true of.
Right, it can, but I mean, at least if you go home to something to recharge you, it may be a little bit more powerful.
I hear you.
It may not be as terrible because sometimes switching jobs is not going to save it's not going to fix the problem. If the problem is you.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
You go to the new job, and new job, oh, it's draining me. You have people that every job they go to, I can't believe it, it's happening again. And that may be you. Right? It really
That's true, but sometimes it is the people it is the job and the people.
Sometimes it can be.
Right. It can be, right.
Yes, I was one of those people. I had that sit down with my good friend Ruth over there. And she was like, girl, get out of here. And I did.
And that was the best thing for you.
14 years ago. And that was the best move I ever made.
Gotcha.
That place
so
was draining me dry.
Ran its course of that process.
I agree. Toxicity.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
You have to escape from that. You have to leave that. That's not going to get better.
And we talked about it earlier. You have to know what your breaking point is. Right? Now, don't leave if you don't have another job. You can't pay bills.
You can't. Some people can't do that.
You can't do that.
We're not telling you that the job is to leave tomorrow. Don't. That's not what we said.
That's not what we said. Don't have fun.
People like, Doc said, leave. Now your life is off. It's not what we said.
But you do have to
give you no advice.
Decision. You do, and you have to decide on your lifestyle, because I left my job and it was early for retirement, but I was like, okay, then I'm just going to alter this little bit of lifestyle to have that mental health I need, and you make it work in balance. So you got to think about
we ain't giving no advice. We just saying. You do
I'm saying for me, that was my scenario.
Right. Ain't nobody telling nobody leave no job. No. Send us light bills next week.
I'm semi-retired.
Yeah. Hey, I think you did and left my job. Now we ain't got to work.
I don't have those funds anymore.
What y'all giving out on nothing but answers.
Right. You got
no money. We're not giving out money. But yeah, the jobs are something else too. That's a different piece.
Right.
But it does help if you are able to go in each day with a lighter spirit already, because then it takes longer to get all the way up here.
True.
But if you walk in the door all the way up here, there's nowhere else to go.
That is so true.
Right. And this also goes for family members. It goes for friends, because sometimes your friends and your family are your biggest drainers of your family.
Talk about
biggest stress to your mental health, right? Sometimes, and out of love, out of respect for who they are, you continue to let them do it, and that can be a problem.
That's when those boundaries come in. You have to recognize and you have to set those boundaries for your mental well-being.
Right. And not be afraid to walk away from a friend or family member that's affecting you. You know what I mean? Afraid. Whoa.
I'm with
You definitely have to and do it with friends and family. Like Leanne, I get it through many days. Like, I'm really here for her. Take all her.
I think we see what side the drainage is happening.
And I'm okay. I can take it.
Leanne, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah. Hey, but listen, and on the other,
That's the best comment of the night.
We're gonna put that on the shirt, right?
We're gonna save that music. But even on the other side, you need somebody that can help recharge your battery too, right? It's good to have somebody you can call, like Leanne, definitely charge. You know, call Leanne, Chuck, we laugh, and whatever happened is gone. You know what I mean? So you do need those people on the flip side. You know, and that's the people you want to spend more time with. You want to talk to. You want to talk to the people.
But don't be the drainer.
Exactly.
Don't be the drainer. So you know it's important to have those people, but you check yourself too, so that you're not the one draining other people.
But I meant in the sense where you guys just charge each other's batteries. Like maybe you're distracted. Yeah, we're not talking about anything yet. We're laughing. You know, we don't have to always have that deep conversation. We just call each other, and I know that this is gonna get me away. You know what I mean? This is gonna, you know what I'm saying, help me not think about this, and now I can, you know, help me give me my second win. You know?
Yes, you need that.
Yes, you definitely do. It's good to find some people like that can be your charging stations. You know, get you back right.
It's hard to always be that one that's uplifting that other person, and you're getting drained out.
See, and that's the problem. You know, I do talk to someone about that all the time. If someone they get drained, and people just call them just drained.
You know what? Okay, guys.
Relax.
Relax.
I didn't say any names, but somebody, they just
people.
They just don't know how to say no.
Should be.
They don't know how to say no. They want to be there and help everybody up, but you know. So I have a question real fast, Doc. This for you. I reading the post that said researchers say that over 50% of women already have a backup partner in their mind. Is that mental health?
Where the heck did that statistic come from?
It comes from women having a backup in your mind already. That's where it comes from.
I don't know about that.
It's said on the internet. It gotta be true. It gotta be true.
It gotta be true, right? Yeah. I don't know about that. Why only? Well, you know what? I'm not even going there. I'm not.
Go ahead, Doctor. Why only 50%? Oh, you about to say why only 50%?
No, I'm not going to start with the what abouts. That gets on my nerves. I'm not even going to go there. But I don't know about that. I don't know.
What about men?
No, yes. What about the men?
That's Bruce. Bruce, look at Bruce. Look, he's hot. Can't even talk about anything. You know, trying to defer to men all the time.
50% of this panel. Yeah. Ruth, do you have a backup in your mind?
I do.
Yes, she does. She goes already. Thank you, Doc. Yeah, Ooh, messed it up, Doc.
I sure did. On there. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, you were.
Yeah.
I wrote it on our group doc. I wrote I do, and I have Malcolm Jamal Warner and my husband.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Doc.
I threw Doc for a whirl right there. Okay.
You sure Doc. Did. Because I'm like, what?
Hold on.
Does everybody else have one?
She's not ready. I'm not ready.
I don't have the first one, so
Doc.
That puts me out.
You gotta have the first one for backup.
Exactly.
So
Stop.
That's D.
That
ain't even me this time.
What? What do you want?
I'll ask the same question you asked Bruce. You have a backup.
Do I have a backup? I mean, if we just talking about celebrity crushes, of course. Of course.
See, women,
not no regular old Joe Smo. No, not no regular old Joe Smo guy.
Like you have been looking at the gym at work.
Yeah, we don't need no regular old Joe. We got one of those. I got one of those already.
Wow. I don't know. He called a strangers now. I don't know how he right? Yeah, the upstairs like, wait, what is he talking about?
Ooh.
Yeah, if we talk about celebrity crushes, of course.
She looks not. Of course. See that, fellas? See that?
But shoot, what are the odds? What are the odds of getting them?
You better hope very slim.
Said, don't do a book signing in Philly.
Right? Ooh. Mm-mm-mm.
Very interesting.
I just have to get off of the good girl answers every now and again because I know that's
Hey.
to be in this group, you know?
Easy said, can I get the first one? A lot of women with the first one. Then you can think about the second one. Dang shame. Dang shame. So
That's an interesting statistic.
Yes, it is.
yeah. And they said the other one they was talking about said men are jealous over women's success. Is that mental health? Some men are jealous over women's success.
Man has some other issues.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Is that something that is like I don't know much about it, so but is that something that's there are men? But it was a are married.
Hall pass.
Just not that shit for a hall pass.
Oh, you asked that, Nisi? Ooh, why you go there, girl?
First of all, she didn't ask all that. She said, "What would you do for a hall pass? Would you allow one at this point?"
Me?
I mean, clearly say, ain't nobody leaving right now. Ain't nobody leaving. In 90 years of marriage.
A hall pass
Well,
for
say-
what? For 24 hours? What's the hall pass? What are we doing?
To get a little
That's when you're
Get a
allowed
little
to mess with somebody else with your
Yeah.
permission.
We don't do that.
No, you said we. What if he asked you for a hall pass? Say, look, hey, listen, you know we've been married for about a gazillion years. I want to go and
Oh, we ain't in school. And secondly, we gonna give out
in
passes
school.
to everybody. What are we talking? Because I told you the word of the year is reciprocation. So we're not doing
And
one.
he said yes. He said yes. You can do what you want to do. Yes, yes, please.
Okay, so each of us can
Yeah.
have a hall pass.
Yes.
We'll talk about that.
We're already talking about it. To me, we're talking about it right now. He was like, talking about it.
I mean, is it just for dinner? What are we doing?
That's a good question.
Ruth,
Question makes me nervous. What are we doing?
It makes you nervous. Ain't nobody just hitting dinner. We're gonna make the dessert.
What is that? Yes. Oh my God.
We're gonna make the dessert.
We're not gonna. If it's not broke, we're not gonna fix it. We good. No.
No, it's broke. If you're asking that question.
I said no. I changed my mind now that I know the rules of it. No.
Okay. Well, now I gotta do it without you
I'm
knowing.
gonna have dinner with Malcolm Jamal. You done switched it all up.
Hey, listen. Now I gotta do it without you knowing. Okay. I try to let you be in on it, but now I gotta do it by myself. You think hall passes are cool? At a certain point, you guys have been together for a long time. And they want to try something different.
Look, I think whatever couples want to do that they think their relationship will survive.
I like
you see the word operative, think.
I like
It makes me think of the special You, where they agreed to have sex with other couples. And once the girl started touching the one girl's husband, she killed her.
Yep. Uh-huh.
She couldn't do it. In her head, she thought it was okay, but when it happened, she couldn't do it.
Yep, you got to know yourself. We talked about that.
Right.
And sometimes, people do it for their partner, and you're right. They're not really on board, but they're doing it because they want to make their partner happy. That's not a good reason to do something like that.
Wait, we do things all the time to make our partner happy. What are we talking about?
Within reason.
Within what reason? In your reason? So
Within
your
the reason
reason
of
is
that
how
union.
it's going to be. Huh?
Within the reason of that couple.
No, it's not. If the reason, it can't be the reason of the couple. If I'm saying this is what I want, that means it's out of our, you know what I mean? So our reasoning is not.
No,
fine.
that's not even. Then that's not the couple. That's
Right.
just you
That's just
making
you.
a unilateral
Right.
decision.
So each decision, the couple is based off of what we want, not what one person wants, or it's not rules that just it's the couple is. I mean, the couple's made up of what we want it to be. Like we had one post that every relationship has rules. It's based off of us and what we want, and those things. I've been on the show long enough to say, Ruth, that it changes over time. What we like, what we want. Sometimes it changes, right? So I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying that things do change, and somebody may want some strange. What do we do at that point? What do we do? If one person is, yearning to go outside, is it? And like I said, you got to do what you can handle, but it's tough because just think about it. Even if someone wanted that, and you guys discussed it and said no, we're not going to do it. You still know that person wanted to do something outside of you. Does that now work? Does that now bother you? That thinking, they did want something? Do you feel some type of way that they even had that thought cross their mind that they would ask you that? Would you feel disrespectful for them to ask you that?
No, I think a lot of people would, but no, you're still human and you still get attracted to other people. Some people think that just because you love someone or you're in a relationship, you're never attracted to anybody else, and that's not true.
Is that mental health?
Agree with.
Oh my gosh.
I think so.
Yes,
it
can backfire big time.
It can backfire, or you can fire from the back. With everything.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
What if they leave you? Well, that's good because you already have something new. You got something new on, so that works out perfectly.
You see, that's why I said no. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But it is broke, Ruth. That's what I'm saying. If they're coming to you saying they need something else, it is broke.
He's allowed to share. He's allowed to. This is a safe space for sharing.
It is, but he's sharing because I want something different.
And I'm saying that's not what we're going to do in this relationship.
Exactly, but I'm saying the race is already broken because I want something not broken, but I want something different. Right?
Well,
this is a craving I have.
Let's figure out how you can use me that way for that.
I've been using you for 80 years. I'm good.
No, but not that way. Let's get creative. I'm open to it.
Okay, see?
Something.
See?
Hey,
yes.
This is the nonsense. This is why you're trying to solve a problem you can't solve. If you could solve the problem, maybe I would have wanted some strings. Maybe I wanted something a little thicker. You know what I mean? Maybe I want to try something a little different. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying maybe the person wants. I don't know.
You're thick.
Huh?
You said he wants a little thick. Did you say that?
Yeah, a little thicker.
Okay, well, I'll get a bodysuit. When they do the movies, I can get a bodysuit. We can make this work.
She open to making it work.
You get an A for effort. You do get an A for effort.
I'm serious about that. Nope.
But I think, and I can't speak to it, but being with someone a long time,
yes,
right? I think I could. I was watching something. They were like, eventually everybody cheats, and I can't be true, right? This can't be the truth, and not that anybody would tell because they never get caught. So we can't get the real numbers on this. But what I would say is, I don't know if that's true, right? I was talking to someone. They were like, everyone they know who was married cheated. Somebody stepped out at some time in that relationship. Something happened.
That's their circle.
Something got through it.
That's their circle.
That's their circle.
That's their circle. Or okay,
there could be a number of reasons for that too, Daryl.
Right.
I mean, it could be, maybe they brought up these things and they were shut down. You don't know their situation.
Right. Right.
Maybe the other partner wasn't open to what they needed or something like that. We don't know.
But that's my thing. How do you, if you do have this long relationship that you guys have been for years, and we talk about stale crackers thrown on the floor, these crackers are stale at this point. Look at Doc's face.
That's an illusion too. That's an illusion.
Hey, Ruth, stop it. It ain't no illusion. It's not an illusion. No, it's not. There's nothing you do consistently that still has the same. It's going to be different.
Okay.
Right.
You got all the answers tonight.
You're right. It's new. It's brand new. So
you can make,
no, but
let's say you can make it new. If that's what the two of you talk about and you decide and you want to keep your marriage bumping and jumping, you're going to talk about these things and you're going to do it.
I guess people say your marriage, you just have to be there. You have to be you can't be whole. You just have to miss out.
I can't.
No, but it's interesting. No, it would be interesting. I think it would be weird for me if my wife came to me and said, she wanted a hall pass. And even if we talked about it and I could be open about it, I think it would bother me mentally that she even had that thought enough to ask to really want to do
it. So you don't think your wife could tell you, hey, I'm attracted to someone, I don't know. Totally I won't say work because then that causes a problem because they're right there every day. But I'm attracted to this person because I think they're whatever. So
no,
she couldn't tell you that.
Because attract people. No, absolutely. I said if she said she wanted to be taken down by him. Can I have sex with him? That's different than I'm attracted to some people. I see attractive people every day, and I think that we should both are going to see attractive people every day. And I point them out, you can point them out. I have no issue with that. But now her coming to me saying, I want to have sex with this person. Can I have a hall pass with this person?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Can he ride me from the back? Like, that's what I'm gonna hear. I'm gonna hear something crazy, right?
Yes, that's what
no
you're gonna hear.
Says, I'm gonna hear something crazy. And I think even if we had a great discussion about it, I know once she walks away or when it gets quiet, I'm really think like, yo, this is insane. Like that would really bother me that she wanted to, not only does she find someone attractive, she wants to be taken down by somebody else. I think that we probably get divorced. Because
would it have been better for her not to share that with you?
Crazy.
Would it have been better for her to think?
I think it would really.
Would it have been better for her to think it and not share it with you? Is that what you're saying? Because maybe she was thinking it anyway.
He say yes.
Yes.
Is that what
you say?
Right. She can't tell Daryl. She can tell her girlfriends. She can't tell them.
Right. There's some things you tell your boys that you don't tell your wife. Right. Like you don't go like, oh man. Your best friend, I'll take her down. You wouldn't tell your wife, your best friend is really attractive. I love that sex with her. That's crazy. That's insane. You wouldn't want to hear that even though it was true. Would you want to hear it?
Maybe she was testing you with that,
I don't care what it is. What I'm saying is that would you want to hear it? Because now you open the door. You got to live with that now. You got to live with knowing he wants to do something to her. Like if you find her attractive, like your friend is your best friend, she's very attractive. You know what I mean? But even that, every time, she's very attractive. Anyway,
if she said, "Yo, your boy can get it,"
right? But you know what I mean? That to me, you can think he's attractive. He can what? Wait, he can't come over here never again. We're not friends no more. You know what I mean? So I think that would be very difficult.
Yeah, that's tricky.
Right? To live with after that. Like for me, to really, for me, I just know it would be difficult. Because now, I think I would think, well, what am I not doing? Is it me? I might think a whole bunch of things that are not true because we put things on it, right? We put this one I would be in Doc's also. Look, she said that she wanted to have sex with somebody else.
And that's why some things you don't cross in a marriage, in a serious marriage that you want, to be healthy in. You don't say certain things or, cross certain boundaries like that.
So what I'm learning is in a marriage, you got to hide certain things.
I didn't say hide that.
You said don't cross.
You don't think that way. Why is she thinking that way? I mean, that's the whole question.
Ruth, stop it. So you're saying that when you get married, you just click off thinking about anybody else?
No, but like you said, she could think somebody's attractive, but that should be it.
Ruth, stop. We're still people. Like I know I'm probably think like if I'm married and I see a nice young voluptuous body, I'm like, yo, I don't
you
care.
shouldn't be married, Daryl, because you don't have no control. You shouldn't be married. Bottom line.
You are highly delusional if you don't think that people look at people and think that they would do something to them. I'm not saying you would do it, but to think it makes sense.
saying everybody shouldn't be married. Let's just start there.
No. Everybody, nobody who you are, I don't think you're not going to ever not think that you see something like, oh man, back in my day, I would have. That doesn't make you any less of a husband or anything.
You and your boys,
Huh?
Keep it in your head to joke around with you and your boys.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying people. I'm not saying you do it, but I'm saying I know you're going to see people that you may feel like, oh, you're not saying you're going to do it, but you're going to see things. You know.
Yes, like Doc said, we're not dead. We're just married. You're not dead.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I don't. But I said I don't think you should. I wouldn't want to say. I wouldn't want to hear it. Right. So whoever my future wife is, please don't tell me when the hall pass. It's going to destroy our relationship.
Don't tell him that his boy can take you down.
Yeah.
Please don't.
From the
Please
back.
don't. I only got a couple friends. Don't let me lose my couple friends I have. Because you said something crazy. Like,
They won't tell you.
Yeah, and like I said, and that's what I'm saying. I get you. You do have to. There's things you should say and shouldn't say, or ways you can say things.
There's a respect factor too. Yes.
Right.
And there are some mental health issues that could interfere in that impulse control kind of stuff, where you just say whatever comes to your head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got you.
And then you
have
just
ADHD and you're impulsive, or you have other kinds of issues that make you impulsive. You might say things.
I agree.
Right. Or but you just need to have sex all the time. So, like, when maybe she needs real or really friendly. How about she overly friendly? Is that a mental health? She's always showing teeth.
Always what?
Showing teeth. Hey, how you doing? Is that mental health?
That doesn't have to be mental health. She might just be friendly, Daryl. She might just be a friendly woman.
Is it a thing of being too friendly?
Too friendly? I think. Who makes that who defines too friendly?
Yeah, what is too friendly?
Huh? Okay,
what
so listen. Wait, first of all, this is a safe space. We don't talk about people who have mental health disorders. Okay, it's not what we do here. Okay, Leanne, don't put them up on the screen no more. We don't put the negative things up here no more.
Yeah, keep doing your job. Keep doing your job. Anyway.
So overly friendly. I mean, I guess that would be a couple decision, right? I guess you can kind of know, but I mean, if your husband, like I said, wouldn't make sense. Oh yeah, if your husband let your best friend sit on his lap, is that overly friendly? Which one guy got you wouldn't think it's too friendly?
What?
That was just out of the head. I'm asking. You said what's too friendly? I'm asking, is that too friendly?
Oh my goodness.
Is that too friendly? They sit on each other's lap. They friends.
Why would they do that?
They're friends. They sat down. She wanted to give him a hug. She sat on his lap and give him a hug. That's what. What's wrong?
Now, is this part of the relationship culture? Do I sit on your boys' laps? Like, is that part of the culture?
Oh boy, sit on your boys' lap. Yeah. So remember the whole control we talked about? I'm tearing the whole house up. The whole house is tore up. No, but I'm asking you. You asked what would be too close,
too friendly,
too friendly. You know what I mean? So there is a thing that would look.
I mean, I know people who kiss their friends.
What do you mean?
Like kiss on the lips.
Like girls,
they might kiss their partner's friends, but it means nothing. It's just I love you. We're family.
You said on the lips. I mean, I need clarification. You said on the lips.
I said on the lips.
Now I know on the cheek, on the lips.
Is it mental health to have a problem with that? Is that mental health?
Oh my God.
And I'm right there with you on that one, down. And I gotta go back. I gotta go back to my sessions because that one I know. Mm-mm. You can kiss them on the cheek, like, "Hi guys, haven't seen you," but on the lips.
Kiss on the lips. Yeah, I think. Well, again, it's all related based off of how you feel about it. I think that some people like that. Doc, I know people who have people selling each other's laps. You know, and it's cool. And everybody, oh, you're cool. Like it is different. But again, it's what you can take, what you can stand, what is okay for you, as long as you're, and again, as long as you're not taking it, but in silence, you're really not liking it. And that's disturbing your mental health. That's not okay either. To allow it to happen, really not like it, but act like you like it because you don't want to start anything. That's a problem. That's the problem. But there's the thing about being too close, right? Like I said, kissing, showing too much teeth.
I didn't agree with the problematic. I didn't agree with the teeth part.
Well, start with teeth. Like, hey, how you been? I don't kiss friends on the lips. Right, but I think some people may. I think like Magic Johnson and like Isaiah Thompson, they do it. And, people like they're used to it now. They're used to it now. They've been doing it for so long. It doesn't. People kind of know what's going to happen. Is that mental health?
What?
No. Is that mental health?
Kissing?
I don't know. I'm just trying to see. So look, all we know that is it's too close. They can be too close, but it's based off of what you feel is in your relationship. So if you feel it's cool, it's cool. If not, it's not. If you want to give somebody a hall pass, cool. But is the hall pass conversation one that you can't even come down? I think it might be tough to know that they want something like that. Because then you feel inadequate. You feel like we've been together so long. Do I feel like I'm not one anymore? I don't know. That's tough. Oh well. That was a good question.
On teeth now. I'm trying not to smile. He got me. Can't smile no more.
Any last words? Neil.
Yes, be careful when you show too much teeth. Be misconstrued. Can have your happy moment.
You smiling all big in my face. I might think you want me. I might think you want me. You smile all big in my face showing teeth. If I see all 32, you definitely want me. I'm telling you. If I see 32, you want me.
And only show 4 or 5 folks.
Yes. You're safe showing.
Mental health is real, and as we covered tonight, there's some good sides. There's some healthy sides, rather. There's some sides that are definitely not healthy. Recognize them if you can. Get help if you can. Talk to somebody you trust if it's not a therapist, and try to turn that mirror and see how you can be a better you for yourself and other folks.
What about you, man? What you got?
Just get into it with yourself. Work on yourself. Be open with your partner. I mean, I keep going, but that, whenever you want to jump in here.
It's your role. We just turn. Keep going. Like you turn it double-handed. Doc, what you got?
I agree with what Neil and Lee said. Knowing yourself is important. Knowing about your own mental health allows you to set those boundaries and know when someone else's mental health is affecting you negatively. Because sometimes you might have to walk away, or at least get away for a while to recharge yourself if a person is emotionally draining. So, but you need to be able to see that. And if there's like toxic behavior and you know what that looks like, then it's important for you to feel like it's okay to take care of yourself. and take care of your own mental health, you know,
Right.
because people do it all the time. Stay in relationships that are mentally unstable,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but that's not healthy, and it's not a good thing. So it's definitely important to want to be in a healthy relationship for yourself and for the other person. So sometimes, you have to look out for both of you if you're the one that's more stable.
Gotcha. Very well said. I'm like, hey, Doc, wrap it up. So this is hey, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We love the comments. Anybody in the comment section got any last words? Put them up there now. Not that I'm lying or anything, whatever you guys are saying.
Add that line one again, Nisi. Add it again.
Hey, again, we want to thank you for the great week, all the comments, all the posts. Please continue to invite people to our Nothing But Answers Facebook group, also the Nothing But Answers YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, share it, hit the notification button, ask for help. That is true. That is true. Everybody is nothing wrong with asking for help. Absolutely. That was clutch. But again, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for rocking with us. We'll see you guys next week. Again, if you guys want to talk about something or join the panel, please inbox us. And again, have a good night. Thank you.
Bye.
We're out of here.
Have a good week.
Have a great one.